Plain and simple, the Pypes mid-muffler catback that we have in this video should help you deliver some awesome tone to your 11 to 14 V6 powered Mustang using quality 409 grade stainless steel, all for right around $500, making this one of the most affordable systems in the category for your 3.7 powered Mustang. Installation is going to get a very simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter from me, as it is a 100% bolt-on job, but we will have some more detail on that later on. So the big story with the Pypes system will no doubt be the mid-muffler design here, which is something that Pypes tends to incorporate with some other gens as well. The SN95 comes to mind, and it will help produce a very unique tone, especially on the 3.7 here. Now, as far as volume is concerned, well, I'm glad you asked. And in fact, you heard the sound clips with this thing. I have the Pypes mid-muffler coming in at a middle-of-the-road 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to wake the neighbor scale. This system seems to produce just the right amount of volume for most owners out there, according to our customer reviews. Check those out if you haven't done so already. And keep in mind, guys, this is with those factory manifolds and cats still in place. Ditch those in favor of some aftermarket goodies and expect the volume and the raspiness to increase overall. But as this system sits right now with all the factory manifolds and cats in place, I think this thing sounds really awesome. It's a nice deep tone, no real rasp to speak of, and in fact, very reminiscent of Nissan's VQ engine, which in my opinion is another great sounding V6. Again, totally my opinion here. Feel free to flame away if you'd like. One thing I did experience with this system while on the road is no real drone to speak of either, and that is kind of a rarity for a budget-friendly system like this. And of course, that mid-muffler design will help play a small role in keeping things quiet while on the road. But besides the awesome tone from the mid-muffler design, you have to keep in mind this is a great deal for prospective buyers out there. And I say that because you're getting full 409 grade stainless steel for just south of $500 if you do go with the polished tip. Add the black tip and you're going to be just above $500. But overall, a very affordable system. In fact, the most affordable full stainless system on the site currently for your 3.7 V6 powered Mustang. We do have a slightly more affordable option from MBRP, but you have to keep in mind it is aluminized steel, so the 409 gets the slight edge in my opinion. But let's keep cruising on the construction, and again, 409 grade stainless, as we just covered, will make up 99% of the construction with this system, including the 2.5-inch mandrel bent tubing, the twin M-80 bullet style mufflers, and everything will exit out the 4-inch tips. Again, we have the polished version in this video. You can also grab them in black as well. The tips themselves are actually made from 304 grade stainless, which is a nice thing to point out. It's a superior metal to 409 grade stainless and will be more resilient to corrosion that you would otherwise see with aluminized steel or even 409 to a smaller extent. Let's quickly talk about the installation here as promised earlier, guys, with the Pypes catback. And as I mentioned earlier, this is going to get 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter due to the very simple bolt-on installation. No cutting, no permanent modification, nothing crazy like that. Tool-wise, all you're really looking at here is a basic socket set, but keep in mind you will be doing all of your work underneath the car, so a lift will be preferable, or a jack and jack stands will suffice, maybe race ramps if you have them. Getting started, you'll want to remove the 2 factory band clamps closest to the X-pipe. At this point, you can now remove the clamps closest to the muffler, and this will allow you to drop those factory over-axle pipes from the car. With those out of the way, now you can focus on removing the factory mufflers. To do so, use your socket set and remove the hangers from the chassis, dropping the mufflers in the process. Once all the factory stuff is out of the way, you can get to work assembling the new pipe system underneath the car, starting with these lead pipes that you will attach using the band clamps you removed in the first step. With those in place, move on to the M-80 mufflers and loosely attach those as well using the included clamps. Snug up the bolts on those clamps, but don't over tighten them right now because you will need to have a little play in the system to get everything set up as you'd like. From the M-80 mufflers, you can work your way back to the over-axle pipes, and then last but not least, the tips themselves, snugging up the bolts on the clamps as you go. But the final step will be to have a buddy hold the tips in place perfectly underneath that rear bumper, and then hammer home those clamps with your socket set or impact, and your installation is complete. So in closing, if you're after the most affordable full stainless system available for your 3.7 powered V6 Mustang, you'll want to check out the Pypes mid-muffler catback right here at AmericanMuscle.com.